From our Chicago studios, this is the Muslim News on Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum, I am Samana Siddiqui. Our top story tonight. Israel has killed at least 366 United Nations staff and their family members since it began its war on Gaza last October. According to a UN Crisis Coordination Center report, casualties include dependents of various UN agencies. The UN Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees, or UNRWA, has had 158 family members killed, along with 188 staff. Meanwhile, Israel's parliament on Monday gave preliminary approval to a bill that designates the UN Relief Agency as a terrorist organization. Since Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's speech to the U.S. Congress yesterday, Israel has killed 30 Palestinians and wounded 146 in Gaza. Many victims are still trapped under rubble or in the streets and inaccessible to rescue teams. Since Monday, the Israeli army's ground operations in Khan Yunis have killed at least 129 people and injured more than 400. The area had previously been designated a safe zone by the Israeli army for displaced individuals. The Israeli military has now declared 83% of Gaza unsafe for civilians, progressively marking more areas out of bounds. On Thursday, Israeli forces advanced deeper into towns on the eastern side of Khan Yunis, with intense fighting reported in Bani Su'ayla, Al-Zanna and Al-Karara. An airstrike on Thursday in Khan Yunis killed 4 Palestinians and injured several others, targeting a house in Qizan and Najjar. The Israeli army claims to have retrieved the bodies of 5 hostages from Khan Yunis and reported hitting more than 60 targets in Gaza over the past day. Palestinian fighters are reportedly using lethal improvised explosive devices against Israeli armored vehicles, suggesting they still have significant weapons stockpiles. Meanwhile, 7 Palestinians have been released from Israeli prisons, including one 17-year-old who is alleging torture. Israel has so far killed 39,175 Palestinians and injured 90,403 others since last October. One estimate recently published in the British medical journal The Lancet projected the number of Palestinians killed by Israel to be as high as 186,000. The International Court of Justice has accused Israel of genocide and called for an immediate halt to its military operations in Rafah. More than 25 organizations are urging the Biden administration to investigate claims of Israeli influence operations targeting Americans. Reports from the New York Times, Haaretz, and The Guardian reveal the Israeli government may be using illicit social media tactics to sway U.S. officials and Americans. The groups are calling on President Joe Biden and key departments to address these allegations through a multi-agency investigation. According to media reports, Israel's Ministry of Diaspora Affairs funded a $2 million campaign involving the Tel Aviv firm Stoic to create fake social media profiles promoting pro-Israel messages. It is particularly targeting Black Democratic lawmakers. Despite denials from Israeli officials and Stoic, the campaign, which is part of a broader program, allegedly seeks to counteract criticisms and protests against Israel. Chicago's Northwestern University is under investigation by the Department of Education. This is following a complaint filed by Palestine Legal on behalf of Palestinian and Muslim students. The Title VI complaint alleges that the university fostered a hostile environment and failed to protect these students from discrimination and threats. Filed in April, it specifically targets the school's Pritzker School of Law, highlighting incidents where professors made racist remarks. A number of Northwestern professors reportedly compared the suffering of Palestinians in Gaza to a 2-week vacation. These comments led some students to feel unsafe and miss classes, reportedly worsening the hostile climate already on campus. Another student represented in the complaint, who requested anonymity, said she also witnessed discriminatory comments targeting her Palestinian and Muslim peers. Northwestern has not yet commented on the allegations. The U.S. has intercepted and foiled Russian and Chinese attempts to jointly patrol the Alaska region using fighter planes. The North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, has confirmed a major interception off the coast of Alaska. On July 24th, NORAD detected and tracked 2 Russian Tu-95 Bear bombers and 2 Chinese H-6 bombers operating within the Alaska Air Defense Identification Zone. In response, NORAD deployed fighter jets from the U.S. and Canada to intercept the aircraft. This marks the first joint bomber patrol by Russia and China in this region. As AI technology continues to evolve, users are increasingly worried about data privacy over job displacement. A survey by KPMG reveals that excitement for AI remains high, with 51% of participants enthusiastic about its potential benefits across various fields, including in health and cybersecurity. Some 1,000 college-educated U.S. consumers believe the benefits of AI technology outweigh the risks attached to using them. However, concerns persist over AI-related issues like fake news, scams, and data breaches. A recent executive order from the Biden administration aims to mitigate these risks by demanding transparency from AI developers and implementing new fraud protections. U.S. commits up to $667 million to Global Pandemic Fund. Details after the break, so stay tuned and we'll be right back. Welcome back. The U.S. has committed up to $667 million to the Global Pandemic Fund to support it through 2026. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says the Global Pandemic Fund has set a goal of raising at least $2 billion in new direct funding. The U.S. has urged all existing donors to double their initial pledges to and called for support from new partners. Yellen says the Pandemic Fund has shown itself to have tremendous potential in the fight against global pandemics. Alabama is under scrutiny for neglecting the final religious requests of Keith Gavin, a Muslim man executed on death row. Gavin, who spent 25 years on death row at Holman Correctional Facility, sought to observe his faith in his last moments. He requested halal lamb for his final meal, but prison officials denied his request, offering only junk food. Additionally, Gavin's attempts to have his imam pray with him in the execution chamber were met with resistance. His legal battle even extended to avoiding an autopsy for religious reasons. The State of Food Security and Nutrition in the World report shows that approximately 700 million people experienced hunger in 2023. Africa is facing the highest rates, while Asia is housing more than half of the world's hungry. Despite some progress in Latin America and the Caribbean, Asia's hunger levels remain high, and the UN's goal of zero hunger by 2030 seems increasingly elusive. The report projects 582 million people will be chronically undernourished by the decade's end, mostly in Africa. Global NGO Oxfam has criticized global inaction and is calling for urgent political and financial measures to address the root causes of hunger. A kebab fight has broken out between Turkey and Germany. Turkey seeks to register doner kebab at the EU as a guaranteed traditional specialty, akin to Italy's Neapolitan pizza. This status would impose strict production guidelines. Germany argues that this could increase costs and complicate production. In the meantime, doner kebab lives on. That's all from our Chicago studios tonight. Thank you for tuning in. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for the latest updates. Your support is needed now more than ever to continue our mission of providing informative, educational, and inspiring content to Muslims in North America and around the world. Donate now by visiting muslimnetwork.tv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV or visit muslimnetwork.tv. Salam and good night.